Welcome back to the fish room, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. So, huge progress. Oh, you just saw it. Huge progress here in the fish room. So besides everything else that's been going on, I hope you guys enjoyed the how to build your very own double-decker 75-gallon fish tank stand. Now, I did realize that some of the measurements were off, but those were just my measurements. They could be completely different for everybody else, but that's just what worked for me. That's why I did it the way I did it. So I just want to show you how it looks. It's slowly coming together. Like, we finally have the 475s in place. Now, if you have been a part of this channel or you've been watching the recent videos as they've been coming out, and you kind of watched it from day one, you'll understand how exciting this probably is for me, and as well as everybody else who follows along with this build. I'm just so excited. And funny thing is, it looks so small in this room. Now this rack's up and the tanks are up, and I've got the other rack over there for like the 55 for the 50s. It just looks so small, and I feel bad because the beta fish are kind of in a corner, and I don't think the beta fish are gonna like it in that corner. But I'll spin this camera around. Y'all are gonna love it. Here they are, beautiful, right? Up on the wall, they look fantastic. So I just want to touch base real quick. Someone actually commented on something a bit ago about the wire here and the tube. So for you, I forgot who it was, but I remember your comment. What happened was I actually had this kind of running along the side, and then it dropped down into the sink here. It's obviously full of stuff, but ignore it. It ran into the sink to drain out the plumbing into the back, right? But for some reason, it was getting caught somewhere up here, and then like it was kind of like making like a drip loop, and then it wasn't able to push it through, so it actually built up inside the machine. And then it started coming out of the vents out the side. Like, I don't know why, but like it like literally destroyed the floor right here. As you can see, I don't know how, but I have some more of this stuff, so I'm probably just gonna cut a square out and lay some new stuff in there. But anyway, I got to figure this out. I might go ahead and kind of just put it out here and then poke a hole and then a 90, and it will just kind of go out the side. This, obviously, I have to tie this up, maybe put it behind the unit instead of being right there. The lady was working on some vines here, as you can see, the vining out from the corners. It's so funny. I still haven't done this, or the framing, or this. Listen, it's been exciting times here in the fish room. So I will get to that soon, I promise. It's almost done. I just got excited about this. Like, how can you not get excited? I mean, just look at it. It looks so cool. The only thing that I'm not a fan of right now is this. Okay, I'll be honest. I'm going to be honest with you. It's this. Okay? Obviously, we're going to fix it. We'll get it squared away. It's okay, because obviously half of it's still resting on this. So it's completely fine. Like, it's in there, it's wedged in there, it's all good. I had to do it to the back too, and the bottom. It's, for some reason, they didn't fit, so I had to make them fit. Yeah, so, I mean, that's the only way I could have done it without taking it all apart. And I didn't want to do that, because it's not going to bloody fail, it's not going to break. Like, I'm very, very, very confident in how I built these stands, and I know they're not going to, you know, do anything like that's going to jeopardize the fish, or the tanks, or break them. Like, for instance, like, let's just go ahead and grab this level. So the tank itself is a little bit unlevel, okay? So it's like at the tiniest bit off. A couple of shims will fix it. I think this one is actually pretty dead on almost. That one is like honestly fine. And then you got your backside. That right there looks pretty good. So like I said, I've leveled them all out. Like, they look fantastic. They're fine. What I'm doing now is I'm actually working on kind of framing this in a little bit to kind of make it look like it's one thing. I thought about just putting a shelf right there. I actually was able to just move the tanks over to the left and the right, and I squeezed the 2x8 in there. So this can be used for, I don't know, food or something, or I don't really know, maybe a tiny little skinny tank for like fry or something. I don't know. We're like just getting out of hand now. So this is just a mess over here, but we'll obviously figure that out at a later date. So this is where the ladies' 50s are going to go, and I know I can probably make one that's a little bit smaller, because the 50 gallons right here. You know, it's like, where's my tape measure? I don't even know where my tape measure is. I just had my tape measure, and now I don't know where I put it. Anyway, I think they're like 3 foot. This is like 4 foot. So I got 12 inches of room that's not being used right now. So I'm trying to figure out like the best way to go here, because the beta fish in the corner, there's like, you know, they're just going to be in a corner, and I'm going to have to like squeeze through this tiny little gap to get to them. Now, bearing in mind, like, don't get me wrong, like this sink could come over a little bit more. Like if I just move this over like that, and then like move this over like that, found my tape measure. You know, I mean, it opened up a little bit more room, but we don't really need a 4 foot stand for like what, a bloody, like a 3 foot tank. 3 foot is like right there, and look at all the room. That's like that right there is like touching it. So 3 foot is like right on this, like, so right here from that corner to here is 3 foot. Like that's 12 inches of room just being wasted. Now I got to talk to the woman. I don't know what she wants to do. Like maybe we'll keep that, you know, maybe I'll put that over here, you know, or something. I don't quite know, but since I've gotten that out of this corner, it does feel a lot bigger when you walk in. Like it actually feels huge, because this was sticking out a lot further than that. Now, come to terms with it, I'm gonna have hang on the back filters. We got like the 110 Aqua Clear hang on the back filters. I was gonna go ahead and do canister filters on all of them, but that's just so much work. I would rather have a filter up top that I could possibly just go ahead and pull the basket out, clean the like, you know, the media and the biological stuff, pop it back in, be done. It will cycle all over again. So it's kind of like, I don't quite know how it's going to look when because obviously my hang on the back filter is not going to fit like back here, you know, like look at the size of this gap. Like it's not going to fit. So I'm going to have to bring the tank stands out just a smidge. I don't know how deep they are, and I don't know how much back is on them. It would have been nice if I could have put them on the side. Now I can put them on the side of the top of the tank, but down here, obviously, it's not going to fit right there. So I kind of got to figure out what I want to do with the situation. Really, I would really like them to be on the side, so you know the flow of water is going the length of the tank instead of the width. But obviously, a wave maker will help the what's it bloody cool, like the diameter of the water, where it's going to be going, like the direction. Sorry, not the diameter, the direction. So I just really got to figure out whereabouts I want to put the things, to be honest. I really want to put them on the side. I really want to put them on the side, but I know I can't. So that is the update so far. I'm really glad you guys are enjoying it. Again, thank you to all the subscribers. I throw myself under the bus. The amount of times I have tried to do the start of this video with a good intro was insane. Like I could just picture myself doing it over and over again and just adding the beeps in, and then the beep, and then the beep. Anyway, welcome back to the fish room, folks. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to check out this wonderful idea that I had. And it's on a budget, so, you know, we can't really argue that. Last episode, we talked about getting these 75s in here with the stands as well. Let me just tell you right now, if you plan on doing something like this on your own, get a wheelbarrow or something with 4 wheels that you can pop the bloody stands on, because it's quite a mission. It's like 100 foot back to the garage where the tanks and the stands were. Well, half the tanks, but all the stands were there. On today's video, we're going to be doing the autofill for all of the tanks in the room. That's including the 75s, the 250s, the 125 and the 55 gallon tank. I was kind of debating whether to do an autofill on the 55, but I don't want my lady to feel like she's being left out with something that I'm trying to design and make kind of to perfection. So I'm gonna spin the camera around and then we'll explain what's going on. Okay, so up next with the auto water filling system that I'm kind of trying to plumb in together. Another thing that's a bonus is, like, you know, guys know I am a plumber, so I obviously know what I'm doing. So I was debating about leaving it white. I ended up just painting it black anyway, and I did start, I think I started without recording, which is okay because I wanted to make sure that it was going to work and I wouldn't fail on camera. So what we have here, ignore that it's not straight. Obviously, we have to like, you know, lift it up, you know, and make it straight, because obviously that is on the pipe, and then this is also on the pipe too. So what we have here, we have a little system. I bought this online. It's like a replacement part for, I think it's like a vacuum hose or something like that. You can hook your vacuum hose up, something like that, and then you can obviously like tell it to suck and drain, and then you can like fill it with the same thingy-madoodle or something along those lines. We didn't use it for that, so what we used it for was, obviously you have the water coming out, and then you just go ahead and twist this thing, and it comes out the side. Now this is going to be fed into this right here. So obviously, you know, if we're getting ready to fill our tanks, you know, and I'm feeling the temp, you know, I'm like, okay, yeah, temp's great, go ahead, give this a twist. This is going to obviously fill up all of the pipes that is located above all the tanks. And then obviously all the valves are going to be closed on the startup, obviously. So then we go around and we, you know, flick that valve. And then we come down here, flick that valve. And then there's going to be the same setup over here, flick the valves, they all fill. The only thing that kind of is poopy is I cannot drain the tanks at the same time, which is fine, because I think if you're draining like 2 tanks at the same time while working on one, I feel like if you get sidetracked or something along those lines, you might not exactly forget, but, you know, not pay as much attention as you should to the tanks that you're draining. So I'm okay draining one while cleaning one. That's kind of cool, but having them all drain at the same time while putting water in and cleaning them, that's just a lot, and I don't want to mess that up. So we're going to be coming across the top to probably around about here, like maybe to the right of where the AC lines are, maybe like a foot. And then we're dropping it down. If you guys didn't know as well, we did get the filters in. These are Aqua Clear 110s, rated for... What are they rated for? Honestly, I don't even know. 100... Okay, so it's 60 to 110, which is fine. I feel like that's a cool, nice buffer, because the fish that we're putting in there aren't really going to be producing that much waste, hopefully. So I haven't quite decided, but I know I want an angelfish planted tank. And we're going to be doing some aquascaping on probably all of them. I just don't want it to get out of control. So I kind of, not exactly lose interest, but get kind of frustrated with the amount of growth and everything like that. And then if it overtakes the tank, etc., etc. But I definitely want some angelfish. I want a nice, luscious oak or like, you know, driftwood kind of design with a couple of like, you know, big leaves in the background and some Java moss and what is it, some anubis and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, that's the plan for that, but we're talking about this. So it's going to go that way, and then obviously it's going to come around here. The lady doesn't want these tank stands. She's like, oh, we can use them for something else. I'm like, okay, so she doesn't want that. I was about to say she doesn't want those, but she doesn't want that. And I gotta figure out where to put that. I'll show you why she doesn't want that in a minute. So she doesn't want those because we've been rather busy in the garage, okay? As you can see, there's wood everywhere, there's boxes, there's vacuums. There's a stand. So she wanted a little 50 double-decker tank stand. And I was like, of course, honey, you've got it, no problem, anything for you. So I ended up building this. I actually ran out of 2x6s, so I can't do the, you know, like the levels right here for those. I gotta wait. I have a 2x8 though, like, and it's just, do I just cut this down the middle and then just use it, you know? Because, I mean, 50 gallons filled isn't really gonna be that bad. So I honestly might just cut that in half and then just kind of do the stand in the center, the supports in the center, and then set that up there. There are going to be middle braces going in the middle. I just don't want you guys to think that I'm not going to build it correctly. I am. So that is why she didn't want the black tank, the black like casing stand out there. That's meant for a garage, because she knows I can build tank stands like this. So that is what she's getting. Now, if it's windy, I do apologize, but I just wanted to show you this. So this is how we ran the water and the electric into the house. I trenched it all the way by hand, by the way, all the way to the barn. I actually don't think I even showed you lot the unit we got. Oh, the dogs have been digging here, lovely. So this is the AC unit that we got. It's like a little mini split. It's fantastic. I should probably put that cover on it because that is going to get exposed to weather. We don't want that. It's quiet. You can't even hear it run. This is the 90 gallon. If I have not shown you guys, as you can see, it's kind of in a pretty... It's in in a bad shape. Look, as you can see, you can just rip this like right off. I might just take it apart, use the glass for a tank lid. I'm not too sure yet. Okay, so that's why she obviously didn't want this. I'm actually kind of glad that she didn't come down to think of it now, because it does stick out kind of a lot further than these guys do, and it's a lot wider, and it looks like it takes up so much room. So let me turn this on, let me zoom this out real quick. So when you walk in to the fish room, it doesn't look like that much room on camera, but I mean, it's a fairly decent size 12, it's 12 foot by 20. So I was trying to eliminate it being crowded. And I feel like when we get rid of this tank stand and we actually put a wood one in, it's going to open up this pretty decently. Because the betta fish, man, like, I feel like the fish over here are not going to get that much, I wouldn't say attention, but I don't think they're going to get viewed as much as, you know, everything else in the room. So I might change that. I'm not too sure. I might change how the back of the betta fish tanks, I might change them. I might maybe do a little wall on either side of the window, but I wanted a couch there or like some sort of sitting thing. Anyway, we're getting off topic. Then when the ladies' tank stand is in position, then we can go ahead and just repeat the same thing that we did with the valves, top and bottom. And then it's going to obviously run across here. And then I think I'm going to drop it. I think I'm going to drop them down over here just so it's not so crowded over here. I feel like this is going to be a really small gap. If we do end up keeping the betta fish there, it's going to be a lot of obstacles to kind of go in between and that kind of stuff. So I might put the valve over there, but I'm just trying to now figure out how we can do what we can do with the hose right here, because the thing is with the hose, I have like an where is it? Not those. Is it in here? No, it's here. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of prop you guys up for a second. So this is what we're going to be using to get the water from like the switch connect up to the PVC. Now all this is literally just 3/4 PVC pipe, and then this is obviously for a hose bib that you can screw in, or you can you know, put your hose on and put a couple of clamps on, something like that. I had that idea, or I had an idea where I would get, we call it PEX in America. I don't know what you guys call it in London. But then we have a PEX fitting. And what we can do is we can run PEX straight from this to the T that is on the main feed that goes up to all the tanks. So I'm not quite, you know, sure on how I'm going to put these together yet, but I am glad that we got something that we can just kind of screw off and screw on, just in case we need to move something. I don't want to hard pipe this part in with glue, because, you know, like I said, we might be moving stuff or something might happen and we need, you know, we need the room or something like that. I don't bloody know, but I wanted something that would be a quick disconnect, and I think this is going to be the best option for that. And what would happen is we would just go ahead and put this in here, and then we would run, you know, a hose or something from here up to here. I'm kind of mad at myself that I did it this way. I honestly, personally, should have probably done like a 90. I might actually do that, to get a closed nipple and 90 it this way, and then come down and then go to it. Because I want to be able to disconnect this side too, and that's why I'm trying to figure out what the best option would be, because this is obviously a hose. You can fit a hose on this. It's just, yeah, I'm a little bit kind of like worried about how to do it. I want to make sure that I can quick disconnect it, and I'm an idiot because I'm pretty sure this thing actually, oh no, the whole thing's turning. Hang on a second. Apparently this actually does come off like this, but this still has to turn though. I mean, this is like a jet. Look at this. It's like a straight jet. No, we don't want that. So this, like, sorry, this screws right in here like this, and then I just kind of give it a couple of tugs right there like that, and then Bob's your uncle, you're able to do the same thing that you just did. So yeah, I'm a little bit kind of wary. I'm still trying to figure it out. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. So my camera angle like is off today. I do apologize. If I could maybe get another one of these, right? Hear me out. If I could get, no, that wouldn't make sense. No, never mind. Yeah, it would. If I get one of the, no, it wouldn't. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to make my own hose that is small Oh no, that's not gonna work either. Man, I'm out of ideas. Anyway, we'll come back to that in a minute. Let's start running some pipe and you know, get. We need to get this completed. Let's get this completed, and then we'll come back to talking about how the bloody hell we're gonna hook this up. I got sidetracked. I'm sorry. Okay, but I was excited. I think I am gonna cut this back to about here, and then 90 this way, and then I'm gonna obviously take this. Oh yeah, well it came out, but that wasn't supposed to come out. The hose was just supposed to come out. And then 90 it this way, and then just kind of have the hose kind of look like that instead of being all up in the middle. But this does work. I just checked, like it's just, there's just bob fittings on it. So if I go ahead, run the water, make sure this valve's open because otherwise it's gonna fill up and go everywhere. Then we go ahead and close it, and then water should come out of there, like that. And that's obviously gonna be our drain. I didn't really need that now that I know that I have this, but I didn't know, like, you know, I didn't know this was actually a thing. Anyway, let's get back to this. I didn't record everything. I only recorded like a tiny little section, but we finally got the autofill system. It's not really auto, it's manual, but we're gonna call it an autofill system. So the autofill system on the left-hand side of the 75s here, these are all plumbed. I'm kind of mad at myself, as you can see. I'm sure you can probably guess what is wrong with this picture. It was my fault. It was getting late and I was rushing, so the height of the two valves here are completely at different levels. Now, the pipe is level itself up here, so I only got myself to blame with that one. Like, could I possibly drop this down? I mean, I could do that. I could drop it down, but that means taking the piping back off the wall, and then obviously cutting it, you know. I actually kind of got these two almost the same. I mean, this is off probably by like ½ inch. That's off probably by ½ inch. Actually, no, they're both off. And that's weird too, because I measured them and they came out fine. It's just, if you look, this T is below this line and this T is above it. So maybe this whole room is just not level, because that pipe is level. Maybe I can just slide this down. I think that's what I'm gonna do. That way it looks the same. I mean, you're not really gonna see it. I actually think this might be a little bit higher up. I think it is. Not by much, but you know, it by a little bit. So I'll probably end up, I know it sucks, is I hammered these in too. Like, I didn't screw them in like this one. I got lazy and just hammered them in. But that's done now. I'm actually probably going to put a small nipple in here with a valve and just close it and test everything, because I'm kind of curious to see if it all works. I'm super stoked. We're gonna try it. Screw it. It's all completed. Up until this point, the ladies' tank stand that I'm building is built and painted, just waiting for the paint to dry before moving it in. Ooh, this is nerve-wracking. I am a little bit sketched here. So I believe in my plumbing skills. I think it's all gonna work. It ain't gonna leak. I just temporarily put something up there and I closed the valve. Now, first time doing this. Just gonna add the water. That valve's open. Just close this. Moment of truth. Oh, I'm so nervous. All right, it's filling. We're dripping from here, which is fine. Oh, we're leaking. We're leaking. Oh no. No. Whew. All right. So I wonder if I didn't glue that in by the looks of it. Let me re-glue this real quick. And I don't think we spilt that much water. I don't think. Let's check it out. No, that's fine. All right, let me take this out. I bet you I didn't glue it. I was very correct. That was not glued. But everything else was fine down here because the valve was closed and nothing came out. So re-glue that, retry it. So it's re-glued. Literally took me like 2 seconds. Sorry if I'm not good at camera angles and stuff. I am trying. I am gonna turn the AC off though, because we don't exactly need the AC on. Turn that off. Got my guard dog, look. Rex. Rex. Hey, buddy. The channel dog. Okay, here we go. Round 2. Shut this. Turn a little bit on. Like I said, we're dripping from here, but that's fine. It's still filling. If you're wondering how to tell, you'd be able just to hear it. No! That was not... Oh my gosh. No. I am absolutely soaked. I need a hose clamp. Okay. So I ended up actually gluing this piece to this piece. So now this will actually just come out of there. I know that obviously water builds pressure, etc., etc. So we got to make sure everything is like straight tight. I just want to do another test. Okay, so here we go. Do a little bit of water, let it build up slowly. Okay. We're no longer leaking from here. I can move it around. We're good. It's still calling for water. I am leaking from the black piece right here, which is fine because, like I said, I haven't tightened that up. But it's leaking a lot now, and now it's starting to, okay, we gotta shut this off. Let's go ahead and open this valve back up, let all the water out. Okay, so it looks like right now I'm just obviously having pressure issues, which is fine because, you know, this is obviously not connected. There's probably going to be still water in here. Maybe. No, we're good. Okay. So yeah, as you can see, it's pretty loose. So I think if I grab some hose clamps and put those on, they should be fine. But we should have water in every one of these valves now. Okay. Obviously that one's going to be empty because we just did that one. Let's go over here. Let's turn this valve. We don't have any leakage here, which is good. Nothing in there. I actually don't think the pressure built enough to get to these ones. Oh, maybe not. Okay. So that's good. I want to get it to the point where I can have them obviously closed because we need to put water in the system in order to do our water changes, right? But what I'm trying to get to here is I want to make sure the system is like completely tight. Because if it's sealed, it's going to build pressure no matter what. So what's going to happen is if I can get the pressure sorted out, I can do, you know, this change and obviously have the water running, but that's the relief point. So I don't think it's going to build that much pressure when I've got water actually going through a valve. So let me hose clamp these two, tighten these black nuts up, and then we'll give it another go. So I think this is like, what, attempt like 5. So I ended up just putting a PEX fitting clamp on here. I'm gonna hold this. Like I said, I just want to see if we can get to, you know, each tank. That's pretty much. I'm just nervous that it's gonna keep happening. You see, right, slowly. Whew. I'm gonna give it some beans. So I got that valve closed. That one's open, so it should come out of here. I can hear it. Okay, fantastic. All right, so now we're gonna close this. Open this. Oh, sorry. So we're good. That's coming out quite decent. Obviously, I can up the pressure if need be, but it's currently trying to fill up everything. So we'll close this. Now I'm going to wait for this to stop hissing as much. It's getting to that point now. I don't know if you guys can hear it. And this fitting cut out. So by the looks of it, we just need to secure these lines and then it should not give out anymore. Let's go let all this water out. Man, this is turning... Oh, okay, it just came out of that one instead. Cool. All right. So I'm gonna leave them all open. I want to see if I can get, you know, 2 tanks or 4 tanks to fill up at the same time. I'm gonna put a fitting on this, and then we should be fine. Okay, final test, and then we're done. And this should work. Okay, here we go. Closed. crank it up. Now I left 2 valves open on the top tanks. I just want to see full blast if it would fill up both tanks at the same time. So I think the water volume here is obviously a lot stronger. So maybe if we dial this back a little bit, kind of let the other tank just fill up. So I'm going to slowly turn this off. I'm going to fill this pipe up with water, and then I'm going to open it. And they seem to actually be filling, obviously this one's going to be faster because it's the closest, but we can still fill 2 tanks at the same time, which is actually kind of great. I mean, that's really, really hot. That's really hot. Now, I know if we just turn it straight to cold, it's going to... Oh, sorry, that's just... Oh, no, now it's cold. Okay, so let's dial the hop on a little bit here. So that's not bad. Okay, so then say we want to do these guys. We'll open this one up. It's going to stop the water from this one. And then let's go over here. Close this valve. And then open this one. Obviously, the water volume is way stronger right there, but I think, like I said, if we get the pipe full, go ahead and close it gradually, and then open it back up. I don't think the bottoms are going to fill at the same time. I mean, that one's kind of picking back up. I'm going to close this one completely. Okay, so that one's filling quite a bit here. Go ahead and put this up full blast. Filling exactly the same now. I guess it's supposed to do with gravity and pressure and something, because I mean it's filling, but I do need to fill this tank up more. As you can see, it is on level, so I think I'll actually sort the level out on the tanks while we have water out here, which is actually kind of nice. So turn that off. Let that one fill up just a little bit. This one is actually almost level, as you can see. But we'll level out the tanks and be good. But it's operational and it's working. I am very excited. That just makes me nervous because that's not glued. I just don't want it to pop off. but besides that, I think it's good. I'm happy with it. Obviously, we had a minor setbacks, but I think it looks decent.